friends, it's Nancy, and I'm here to do a little demonstration. These are pieces of fabric that I bought at a thrift store, and they're pieces for a fan quilt. And they came in, there's a couple of, pieces that aren't, but mostly, yeah. Anyway, got these at the thrift store, and I thought they were really pretty, nice dusty blue and some rose colors, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to do some yo-yos with these? And then I remembered, for sure, there's people that don't know how to make a yo-yo, so I'm going to show you how to make a yo-yo. And what I mean by yo-yo is this little gathered piece of fabric that gets gathered up into a circle, and it sort of looks like a little flower. So I will demonstrate that. Now, to make a yo-yo, I've got two methods to show you. So if you don't like the first one, you might like the second one better. So I'm going to just grab a pen. And what I'm going to use for a template for my circle, I've cut the bottom off of this plastic cup. Now, the top of the cup would have made a good circle too, but it would have been too big for this fabric and too big for the size that I want my finished yo-yo to be. So this yo-yo is just a smidge larger than an inch. So I'm just going to trace around here. Might as well do two. You can use pencil if you want. And then cut out a reasonable circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of mistakes will get drawn into the pleats, and no one will ever know that I don't know how to cut a circle. Okay, got a needle and thread, just a single strand of thread, and I've put a knot at the end. Okay, so I am just barely turning the edge over on the wrong side of the fabric and taking big bites with my needle. So stitches are 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch. You don't have to make teeny tiny stitches. In fact, you won't get the result you want if you do use teeny tiny stitches. You'll want to use a neutral colored thread or a matching colored thread. I guess I better draw this through. We're getting pretty close to the end. I'm using this gray because I've been making these smoky blue color yo-yos. And just sort of make a narrow hem. And when you get to the end, needle out towards the good side, the right side. So we're going to turn this inside out, or outside in actually, so that your the right side of the fabric is out. And I'm just going to hold it and give my thread a pull. So it looks like a little top of an acorn there. And then give it even more of a pull until you can't pull no more. Flatten it out, and you know where it's kind of chunked in here, just use my needle to pull that out flatter. Okay, so it's not going to be tight in the center. There's going to be a little O. And I'm just going to put a little knot in the center. Oh, I pulled my needle out. That's okay, we can finish this. Right? And then cut. Okay, so that's one method. Next method is, just got to rethread my needle. And knot it. Clover makes these yo-yo maker thingers. Oh, okay, where's my box? I have a box. Oh, there they are. So I got these vintage fabrics. They're already all cut out, but you don't have to have a circle to use one of these. So we'll just grab that one. It's a vintage fabric. So if we were pretending this was a square, or I mean this was a square, you would put it good side down, and then see these little lines? You match those lines up to where these little knobby things are. And then push it down so that it's all click, click, click. Then I'm just going to trim this. Okay. Now, I like to start where it has the number, so it says 45 millimeters there. So I just hold down the fabric with my finger, start here, and then go down and up. Down and up. And you're pressing the seam or the hem down at the back. Relax your shoulders, Nancy. It's getting a little anxious there. So both methods have their pros and cons. This one, you don't have to cut a perfect circle. There isn't the, tracing a template and trimming it out. You just bang it into the plastic bits and trim around it. Whoop. Thought I had a knot. But I find the stitching takes more effort because you have to you have to sew in the right place, and sometimes it's kind of hard to do from the back. Okay, so I've gone all the way around, and then I'm going to go through that first stitch again. Okay, and then pop, 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 and then just sort of peel this off. Same deal. Give the thread a tug. And so, sort of straighten things out. Remove the cat hairs. And tighten it up. I'm just going to stitch a little knot here. And there you go. Like I said, each one makes it, each template makes a different size. So if you want different sizes, then you need multiple templates. This one makes itty bitty teeny ones. All right, you're thinking, well, that's cool, Nancy, but what are you going to do with it? Okay, so I'm going to make something for a junk journal. I use my little, what is this, 5/8 inch punch. And, whoop, dropping my stuff. Just gonna glue this down on the wrong side. And I'm just cutting this a teeny weeny bit, a hair's breadth bigger. Okay. Now, what I need is a paper clip. Oh, sorry, I've got my phone plugged in and the cord just came down. Okay, I'm going to use this paper clip. And then put that right there. And I'm going to grab a little button. No, I want something. Okay. So I'm just going to glue this little button in place. And I'm just going to let that set up for a minute. I can help it along by clipping it. So I've got some embroidery thread here. Okay. So I'm going to push my needle through one hole, pull it back out, push it through the other hole, and that way I can see where to aim my needle to come back up. I'll do another stitch. I'll tie it off in a knot. There we have a little altar playing card, or playing card, paper clip. So it just goes right there, or right there. Isn't that cute? So making these little flowers, they can be added to like little clusters. Just seeing what I got going on here. Feels like everything's missing. Yeah, so I could, tear some fabric. And let's grab a little piece of this eyelet lace stuff. And what if I got a piece of lace? Like that. And then just trying to get this thread a little longer. So I might make, you know, a teeny tiny stitch here just to make sure that's anchored. And then come up here. Just making some hidden stitches to hold this all together. Okay. And then I'll go back up through the center. Maybe I'll oh, I want something smaller. You're not any smaller. And then just stitch this down like an ordinary button. You can glue it if you want, but it's just fabric, so. Whoop. Poked myself and went up the wrong hole. A little tougher because there's a lot of layers there, right? Bleeding somewhere. And that's that. So that's a couple of ideas for yo-yos. Except this one I've bled on. We'll just cut that piece off. There, I recommend you don't bleed on your pieces. And it's a little cluster. Isn't that pretty? So, that's all I wanted to show you. I actually saw a giant quilt yesterday that was just made of yo-yos. It was so interesting. I've seen cushion covers, things like that, but I've never seen a full quilt just yo-yos in the wild. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me today. Hope you thought this was interesting. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.